In a quiet American town lived a 16-year-old boy named Ryan Carter. He was kind, polite, and full of dreams. More than anything else, Ryan wanted to become a doctor. He wanted to wear the white coat, help people, and make his family proud. His parents worked hard. His dad was a mechanic, and his mom cleaned houses. They didn't have a lot, but they gave Ryan everything they could. They believed in him, and Ryan wanted to prove that he was worth their faith. Every day after school, Ryan carried his backpack to the public library. He told himself he would study for 2 hours before going home. But almost every day, just as he walked past the school gates, his phone buzzed. "Hey, Ryan, let's go play basketball. Come hang out. We're all going to the diner. Just 1 hour, man. You can study later." Ryan didn't want to be rude. He didn't want to lose friends. So he smiled and said, "Okay, just for a little while." But a little while always turned into hours. He would return home late, tired, his books still untouched. "I'll study tomorrow," he'd whisper to himself. But tomorrow never came. Weeks passed. Ryan's teachers began to notice a change. His grades started slipping. His math teacher, Mr. Lawson, even called him aside one day. "Ryan, you're a bright kid, but you're not focused anymore. What's going on?" Ryan looked down and mumbled, "I don't know." He didn't know. He was afraid to say no, afraid his friends would laugh, afraid of missing out. At home, his mom gently asked, "Ryan, are you okay? You don't seem yourself." "I'm just tired," he replied. But deep inside, Ryan felt lost. His dream of becoming a doctor seemed farther and farther away. One evening, as the sun set and the sky turned orange, Ryan sat on the porch steps. His books were open beside him, but his mind was somewhere else. His grandfather, Grandpa Joe, walked over with 2 glasses of lemonade. He handed one to Ryan and sat down beside him. "You look like a balloon without air," Grandpa Joe chuckled. Ryan gave a small smile. I want to do something great, Grandpa, but I'm not getting anywhere." Grandpa Joe nodded. "Why do you think that is?" "I get distracted. I can't say no. My friends always ask me to hang out, and I go. I feel bad saying no." Grandpa Joe took a sip and said, "Let me tell you a little story." There were 2 seeds lying side by side in the soil. One seed said, "I want to grow. I want to push my roots deep and reach for the sky. I want to feel the sun and become a tall tree." The second seed said, "I'm scared. What if I fail? What if the soil is too hard? I'll wait for the perfect time." So the first seed began to grow. It pushed through the dirt, fought through storms, and slowly became a strong tree. Birds sang in its branches. People rested under its shade. But the second seed? It never grew. It stayed hidden in the soil until one day a bird came and ate it. The end. Ryan looked confused. "What does that mean?" Grandpa Joe smiled. "It means this. If you don't start growing because you're afraid, you'll never grow at all. And to grow, you must say no. No to fear. No to wasting time. No to comfort." Ryan thought deeply. Grandpa continued, "Every time you say no to something useless, you say yes to your future. You can't be everything to everyone. You have to protect your time like it's gold." That night, Ryan couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the seeds. He didn't want to be the second seed. He didn't want to be eaten by distractions. The next day after school, the same text came in. "Ryan, diner? Just 30 minutes. This time, Ryan smiled and replied, "Can't today. I've got goals to chase." At first, his friends laughed. "Come on, you've changed." But Ryan stayed firm. He walked past them and went straight to the library. Day by day, it got easier. Saying no became his strength. "No, I can't skip class. No, I need to rest tonight. No, I won't waste my time on things that don't help me grow." His focus returned. His teachers noticed. His parents smiled more often. Grandpa Joe patted him on the back and said, "That's my boy." A year later, Ryan stood on the school stage. He was receiving an award for academic excellence. As he looked into the audience, he saw his parents with tears in their eyes. Grandpa Joe gave him a thumbs up. Ryan smiled and spoke into the microphone. "I want to thank my family and teachers. But most of all, I want to thank one word that changed my life. No. Because every time I said no to distractions, I said yes to my dreams." And the crowd clapped, not just for his grades, but for his discipline. Sometimes saying no is the hardest thing, but it's also the wisest thing. When you learn to say no to what's easy, fun, or or temporary. You make space for what truly matters. Success is not about doing everything. It's about doing the right things. And to do the right things, you must say no to the wrong ones.